I think sometimes because of who's under center, who's on the sideline, there is this expectation that they're just every year they're going to roll. And I'm the first one to throw my hand up and say, look, I feel like that. It's hard not to. It's the same thing when they, Brady and Belichick in New England. You looked at that and you're like, yeah, this is going to be great every year.
Right.
But this team, as it's currently constituted, I think more than a talent wall, has hit an emotional and mental wall.
That Football Show here on KC Sports Network. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame. Thank you to our partners, Ben Holiday, Bottled and Bond Bourbon. There's not enough of it in the world right now, Matt. What the fuck was that?
That was the sound of their realistic dreams of winning an AFC West title popping like a balloon in the mile high air of Denver.
Yeah.
Listen, I try to be two things, smart, which I fail at every time we do this, but no, consistent and honest. And I've said throughout the season, even at 0-2, I really didn't feel panicked about the team. I felt like they'll get healthy, they'll get right. And then for a while they did. They looked as good as they've looked in years. And I felt like going to the Buffalo game, they're better than the Bills across the board. They should just win this game. Yeah. And they went up there and they coached like shit and they played like shit and they lost. And I came out of that game feeling like, all right, it was a really disappointing game, but they couldn't have played worse and the Bills couldn't have played much better, and they lost by 7 points. And okay, fine and fair enough, and we'll see what happens. And they came out of the bye, and they went to Denver in a game that they knew, like, if you want any shot of winning this division, you have to win this game. If you want any shot at a high seed, you have to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And they proceeded to come out and from soup to nuts, play about as lousy of a football game as you could play. And like defensively, they had their moments where they played well in the game. I thought in the first half, outside of the opening drive, they couldn't have done much more.
Mm-hmm.
And when they needed to do something in the second half, they gave up 16 points. And it wasn't like Denver was getting great field position. It wasn't like, Denver just outplayed. They just kicked the defense's ass. Bo Nix threw for 295 yards in that game. It was ridiculous. They can't get a consistent pass rush. He sits back there in a lawn chair with four-man rushes all game long. The coaching, again, I just don't understand what they're trying to accomplish. I have no idea what they're doing. They can't get pressure, so on 3rd and 15, they dropped everybody and their mother and gave Nix what felt like an hour to throw a ball.
Mm-hmm.
They took 10 penalties. That's the 3rd time this year they've lost a game in which they've taken 10 or more penalties.
Yep.
Jawan Taylor still doesn't know where the fuck the line of scrimmage is. I don't know what we're doing. And for everybody out there who's like, it's selective and for, bro, he's 5 yards in the backfield. Like, it's not even close. I saw it before they even snapped the ball that he was off the line. You're like, he's going to get called.
Right.
He just doesn't understand what he's doing. There's no accountability. Nothing ever changes. Kelce doesn't talk after the game, which always drives me nuts because to me, it's like, I've been around that team enough to know that if they won that game, he would have sat in his locker and talked.
Yeah.
And look, the elephant in the room is Mahomes did not play well in that game.
Mm-mm.
Again, played awful against Buffalo. And this was not a case of him running for his life. They protected him reasonably well in this game, considering how Denver's pass rush, how vaunted it is. The first drive of the game, it's got Worthy wide open. It's a touchdown, man. Got to hit him.
Yep.
Like, you just have to hit him. You're Patrick Mahomes. It's wide open by NFL standards. 4 or 5 yards in the NFL is wide open. And didn't even hit him in the hands. Nothing. Didn't hit a fingertip. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the special teams continues to just be an absolute disaster every week. They take a million penalties. They gave up a 70-yard punt return and committed a penalty on it.
Uh-huh.
Butker, he misses an extra point. To his credit, it wasn't his fault. They can't block. Yeah. The guy can barrel into it.
Yeah.
It's just, and the coaching is it's bad. It's bad. I don't know what they're doing on offense. This team went from being like the most prolific offense in the league for a month to looking like they don't even know what the object of the sport is. And it's like they run like the same 12 run plays. They have no creativity. The passing game, it felt like it was a bomb to Thornton. It was Riley Moss taking 2 penalties, and then like that one drive to Kelsey.
Yes, that was
the
it.
rest of that game was like Xavier Worthy, never heard of him. Don't know. I don't know. Like, can't figure that out. Tyquan Thornton, guy gets open on every deep ball. Can't use him. Like, Rashee Rice, guy just disappeared in the middle of the game. Like, I don't know, man. It's bad football. It's bad coaching. It's bad execution. It's poor focus. It's poor. I mean, they start out like shit in like every one of these games. They get behind. It feels like they have to use the first quarter to get smelling salts in them. I don't know. But now they're 5-5. And look, I sat here the whole time. Said, I think this team's going to win the division. I think they'll be fine. They're not going to win the division.
Nope.
And I don't know, man. I don't know if they make the playoffs, this team. I don't know. Like, they should, but I have no idea if they're ever going to get themselves together to do it.
Frankly, I'm right there with you, especially after this game and seeing how this team played against this Denver team. And credit goes to Denver for winning that football game, but I think this game says more about the Chiefs than it does about Denver. I didn't leave that football game thinking Denver was a good football team. I left that football team thinking the Chiefs are a sorry-ass football team, and they just lost to another sorry-ass team. They're a sorry-ass team that let Bo Nix look like a decent quarterback against them. Matt, I spent 10 days degrading how bad of a quarterback Bo Nix was, and Steve Spagnuolo let me down. Steve Spagnuolo made Bo Nix look like he was Joe Montana in his prime. I mean, what are we doing out here? It is a coaching malpractice, especially after the bye, as you already mentioned, Matt. This kid's coming after a bye week where the self-scouting is the most important thing, and they put Christian Fulton out there for the first time, and they put Elijah Mitchell out there for the first time, and he gets a penalty on his first play of the year? Christian Fulton's out here getting cooked every time he's on the field? I don't know what they saw in the bye week that was like, yeah, now's a good time to throw Christian Fulton out here, but he got cooked every single time. Noah Williams, 0 coverage snaps for him. He's coming off a game in Buffalo where he had 44 coverage snaps. That was a career high.
Yep.
And now we're at the spot where let's play Christian Fulton in this gotta have game for the division. This, frankly, losing to this Broncos team, you don't deserve. You don't deserve to be a playoff team. I don't think that they deserve to make the playoffs after losing to a team like the Broncos, losing to a team like the Jags even, where we saw the Jags beat the Chargers, but the Jags could lose to a high school team next week, and I wouldn't be shocked either. It is so wildly frustrating, and I think, Matt, this is the thing that's the most frustrating part about it. None of this is new. This isn't these aren't new problems. We would chalk it up to, they shot themselves in the foot this game. They just got some self-inflicted wounds is what they had in this one. They get those right. They'll be back on track. Got 10 games under the belt now. They haven't fixed them. So it's not, it's now a problem. It's not a one-off. There's no one-offs anymore. The coaching is most certainly a problem. They have 6 draft picks this year, by the way, which is also not going to be great when you start to look at the roster construction of this team, which is probably a deeper conversation for us to have. A lot of that's coming out right now in the frustration in the wake of this game because of just like, there's a lot of changes that need to be made. And I think there's a lot of people online looking around, seeing it's getting dark pretty quick and thinking, there's going to be some changes, that this team's going to look a whole lot different next year and probably needs to look a whole lot different next year because what they're doing this year is not sustainable. You can only run it back so many times, right? Before the juice, there's no more juice in the fruit. And I think that they're hitting the end of it where the juice is running out.
I think the reality of this team is it almost every week, with the exception of the Raiders game, even in some of their wins, a lot of them, they have had poor starts. Yeah. They got down to Detroit for most of the first half. They were down to the Ravens early in that game into the second quarter. They were 7-7 with Washington at halftime before they got their act in gear. The Giants game was a fucking catastrophe for most of it. And then they just kind of, the Giants just were the Giants with Russell Wilson and the Chiefs won. But listen, to me, those poor starts coupled with the way they've lost a lot of these games, it is just flat out. It is a lack of attention to detail. It is a lack of preparation. It is a lack of focus. And when you're taking the amount of penalties they're taking, 10 in week 1 against the Chargers, 10 in this game, Denver not only was right for the pick, Denver took 10 penalties for 134 yards in this game.
Yeah, they had more penalty yardage today.
It's just going to be
Yeah.
And part of that was because the Chiefs took 10 penalties of their own. And like, look, when they had 13 against Jacksonville, when you don't focus, you're going to get your ass beat. It's a National Football League. That's what's going to happen. And I think part of it with this team, from a 40,000-foot view of it, honestly, man, I just don't know how like true blue committed they are on a day in, day out basis to winning these games. And that doesn't mean that I don't think they're out there trying, like they're physically trying to win. I don't know that mentally they're as committed as they've been in past years. I don't know that emotionally they're as committed. And maybe that's to be understandable. Maybe that is the fact you have gone to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. You've won 3 of them. You've been in the last 3. Maybe you're just really fucking tired. Yep. I don't know. And you know what? Like, as much as I love to sit here and scream and yell, like, okay. But the problem I have with them right now more than anything else, their best need to be their best, and they're not.
Yeah.
Let's call what's going on like it is. Patrick Mahomes, the last handful of weeks, has played like crap. Let's just be honest. Let's say it. I mean, look, it was a good call. I'm not saying it wasn't a penalty. That pick 6 that got called back, I don't know what he was doing. No. I have no idea. I don't even know if he knows what he was doing. Like, right. It was a penalty. It was a good call. But, like, he was so unbelievably fortunate that didn't go the other way. Then he throws a pick that is just mind-numbing. What are you doing? Trying to force the ball to Elijah Mitchell? Like, look, man, either arc it over the guy and hit him, or throw it out of bounds if you think you got to put too much air under it. It might, fine. It's a 6-6 game, bro. Throw it away. And I don't pretend to know more about football than Mahomes or Andy. That'd be ridiculous. Those guys know 100 times more about football than I do. But what I do know is when you're in a 6-6 game that is being defensively dominated, every point matters. Yep. You cannot throw that ball unless you are like, look, man, there is no way this is going into harm's way. Like, you can't. You cannot throw that ball. And there were a couple other throws in that game that he was like super fortunate weren't picked off. And look, if that is the lack of imagination by Andy and Patrick feels like I've got to force these, well, you know what? Then he's got to be smart to throw the ball away. Like, and at some point, that's to me the larger conversation here is I have seen a billion people, including my mentions. They got to fire Andy. Bro, they're not firing Andy.
No.
Okay? And stop. Like, come on. What are we doing here? We want to fire Andy Reid so they can hire Matt Nagy because that's what's coming. So, like, that's your answer to this? Is to hire Matt Nagy to be the head coach? Come on now. Like, what are we doing here? You're not firing Andy Reid. But, like, what I do think is a real conversation is Brett Veach, Clark Hunt going empty Andy and be like, Andy, look, you're always going to be our guy. As long as you want to be here, you're the play caller. But we want to bring in a guy or two on the offensive side of the ball to shake up the ideas a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of stoke the flames a little bit, stoke the fires of thought. Like, that's realistic. That's a thought. Spagnuolo, look, I have not loved what he's done the last couple of games. But again, you're going to fire Steve Spagnuolo? Are you kidding me? Then you're the Bengals with rings. Uh-huh. Okay, you're not doing that. Like, But, to Spagnuolo's defense, to me, this is a question of personnel in the front seven.
Yeah.
The front seven blows, man.
Yep.
Like, I like Karlaftis, I think, more than you do, and Jones is just like the rest of these guys. I mean, it's like a paid vacation. None of them can do anything. They can't get home. The linebackers in coverage are just a friggin' disaster every single day. They can't cover anybody. It's just, look, their personnel defensively right now is not great, and they're playing at a reasonable defensive level. Like, if I had to rank the 3 units on this team, the last problem I've got right now is this defense. It's not great. It's not great. I mean, get the hell off the field at 3rd and 15. Bo Nix is giving you 295 yards worth of business. Like, right. I'm not defending them. They have their own problems. But to me, on offense, you've got a good offensive line. You've got Patrick Mahomes. You got Andy Reid calling the plays. You've got Kelsey and Rice and Worthy and Hollywood. I mean, come the fuck on. Figure out how to score some points here. This is not rocket. I'm watching Josh Allen score 6 touchdowns with you, me, and Biff playing receiver.
And McCole Hardman.
I mean, Gabe Davis is out there catching passes on 4th. It's ridiculous how bad that team is offensively. And the Bills hang 44 points. And you watch the Chiefs, And I understand that Denver's defense is hard to face in Tampa's. It is murder for the Chiefs at times to do anything off. It's just like, I don't know what the fuck happened. They were moving the ball like crazy against Baltimore and Detroit and the Raiders. And like you could say, well, Denver's defense. Yeah, I understand Denver's defense is better. I get it. You should still be able to score 20 friggin' points. I mean, it's the NFL, man.
Yeah.
Denver on average is almost giving up 20 points. So it's not like that's some brutal number to hit. And they don't have Surtain. They don't have Singleton.
Right.
And the other criticism I'll level on Andy with this is the dumbest take I will ever have. But I swear to God, I really believe there's some truth to this.
Okay.
I really think that he gets so bored of running that even when it's successful, he's just like, well, I don't want to do it anymore. It's boring. I know that's stupid. Like, I know on a logical level that's really, really I honest to God think there are times with him where he's like, I mean, yeah, we're running for 5 yards a clip, but like, have you ever seen a push pass to an offensive lineman? You're like, oh my God, hand the ball off, man. And then like, and lastly, the Juwan Taylor thing, I just at a breaking point with it. Like, I've been at a breaking point with this for a year now.
Yeah.
How many fucking times is he going to line up on Neptune before you finally do something about it? I mean, ever? Andy, Matt Nagy, Andy Heck, anyone alive, Mahomes, scream at him, do something. Like,
right.
It never, he has had this number up, 39 penalties since he's been with the Chiefs.
Good Lord.
I don't think there's another guy in the league that's taken 30 in that time frame. Like, literally, I don't think it's happened.
Oh,
like,
probably not.
It never stops. And it's the same friggin' penalty all the time. Like, it's literally him not being able to line up. He has no idea what he's doing. And that play, in my opinion, it changed the whole game, man. If they convert that throw and catch like they should have, because it had no bearing on the catch, like, it's 1st and goal to 2.
Yeah, right.
You're probably scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
And instead, you got nothing. How many points did they lose by? 3. And it's just, nothing will change. Nothing will change. He'll do it again next week. Yep. Nothing will happen. Nobody will say anything. That is where I do think they miss a guy like Bieniemy. Bieniemy would fight him at the 50-yard line over this crap. And with Nagy and Andy, it's just like, yeah, look at that. He did it again. I don't know. I mean, how many times are you getting a penalty on special teams? How many times?
Dude.
You're aiming for 300 this year? Like, how many times you get that? It's unbelievable. They do it every time they return a kick. And it's like, yeah, look at that. Yeah, we're backed up at the 8 again. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
No answer to that problem. It's just, it's one thing to lose if you're not as good as the other team. I covered the Super Bowl. The Eagles flat out kicked their ass for 4 quarters. They're better than them.
Yep.
They are not inferior talent-wise to the teams they are playing. And they just cannot get out of their own way.
That's, I think, an interesting conversation to have. Because I know that we are saying that they're not talented. And we are saying that they're fully healthy and they have their full complement of weapons. But we have 10 games of data now. Hollywood Brown hasn't been very good. Rashee Rice, as you mentioned already, kind of disappeared. He had 2 massively crucial drops in this game. I don't want to indict. I don't really want to group Rashee Rice into all of this, but he did not play well, and he had 2 major drops.
No,
Xavier Worthy's playing hurt, and so do they really have really talented weapons? I don't think so. I think that we're at the point now where we thought that these were going to be talented weapons coming into the season, and what's manifested is not something that's been a talented group of weapons. Now, I don't think it's to the same level of what Buffalo's are, right? Or Baltimore's in terms of poor help for their star quarterback. I think they still has but I don't think they're as good. I think they might have a little overzealous in how good these receivers and how good these weapons were for Patrick Mahomes. And also, look, Travis Kelce hasn't been as big of an outlet as he's kind of needed to be for Mahomes. And granted, that's sometimes a little bit of a fault, I think, of the front office to have a 36-year-old tight end be a lot of your offense. That's kind of a problem. That shouldn't be your philosophy to rely on your 36-year-old tight end play at 97% of the snaps. A number I just pulled out. That's not a real number. But I think there's a lot of frustration with the offensive lack of creativity. They're running the same shit over and over. It seems like a horizontal run to Kareem Hunt when they do run it out of shotgun. When they decide that they want to run the football, they're running concepts that no one can get open with. It's a wildly frustrating offensive year when it seems like this offense should have been one of the better offenses in the Mahomes era on paper. And in actuality, it's not been able to manifest itself in terms of production and points and overall like talent on the field. I don't know, Matt. I mean, I'm struggling with like looking at this team and thinking like, maybe this team just sucks. Maybe this offense just sucks. Maybe it does. Maybe this team is just sorry ass team.
But this is where I think there's far be it from me to have nuance in any aspect of my life. Okay.
Fair.
My wife would tell you I'm the most black and white human being that you'll ever meet because it's how I live.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't think they're like. I think there are areas of the team like the front seven that I look at and go,
that's pretty ass. That's pretty bad.
Like mega ass. Okay, but like, I don't think they're untalented in the secondary, and I don't think they have a bad offensive line. I think the right tackle is Helen Keller trying to line up. But I mean, fucking Ray Charles is like, you can't see that,
right? Ray Charles told him where to go.
Ray Charles is like, my God, man, 6 inches up. But their offensive line, like you have Josh Simmons, Suamatea, Humphrey, and Smith. How many teams are better forces than that?
Right. Their offensive line is the best it's been in years.
Say whatever you want about Kareem Hunt. Dude's averaging 4+. I'm not like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, Kareem Hunt, Saquon Barkley. I'm just saying, like, he's been effective when they've given him the ball. He's done what they've needed him to do. Rashee Rice is a legitimate number one receiver in the NFL. Kelsey, for his, inconsistencies at times this year, the guy's on pace for 1,000 yards. Like, how many tight ends in the AFC are you like, that guy's better than Travis Kelsey? One?
Right, yeah.
Like Worthy to me, look, he's not popped the way I thought he would. And some of that might be he's fucking scotch taped together. I don't know. But like,
true.
They've got him. They've got Hollywood. They've got all these guys. They're not. And then, I didn't mention this. They have Patrick fucking Mahomes. Like this team, the idea that this team is just like, I don't know how they're going to win games now. Like, look, like to me, this is again where the conversation gets uncomfortable. They need the quarterback to play better.
Yeah.
Like and I'm not, look, by no means am I saying he is the sole reason they lost this game. That's crazy. He is one of a billion reasons they lost this game. But they need to just do the little things that they're not doing. And I'll give you a handful of examples here. So number one, right before halftime, Chiefs get the ball back. Mahomes made what I thought genuinely was one of the 10 best throws I've ever seen him make. He's on the run, getting hit, throws the ball 40 yards on a line to Rashee Rice over a cornerback. Bro, there's like 3 people in the world alive who could make that throw standing still without pressure. It was unbelievable. And Rice just drops the ball.
Yeah.
Now, look, it's Harrison Butker, the 2025 edition. Like, God only knows. But it's in Denver. You're going to have a shot at a field goal there. Like, you're going to have a shot. The next play, not that it would have put him in field goal range, would have got a chunk. Kelsey drops the ball. Right in his hands. Third quarter, they get down to the red zone. Would be 1st and goal to 2. Juwan Taylor. They throw a pick on a throw that Mahomes just cannot make. You flat out cannot make that throw. Makes the throw. Intercepted. They consistently put themselves back first quarter on with penalties. Juju had 2 holding penalties on the same damn drive. Okay? And outside of the one Trey Smith hold, they're all good calls. Every one of them. The clear as day. There's no arguing it. Defensively, there were multiple 3rd and 9s and longer where you're just like, look, man, it's Bo Nix. Like, get off the field. And it's the same bullshit. They can't get a rush. They're dropping into this zone defense I hate with a passion. And it's like, yeah, look, Bo Nix stinks, man. But if he's got 5 seconds to find somebody, like, he's gonna. Yeah. He's an NFL player. Barely, but he is. Like, he's gonna find somebody. And that's where, to me, the details for this team if you go back and look at this season, that's where they've gotten killed. And that's why they're losing one-score games this year. Like, that's why. The Chargers game, they lost that game for a lot of reasons, but of them, Chris Jones on 3rd and a mile just has a complete aneurysm and lets the guy just run free for 20 yards. Week 2 against Philadelphia, Travis Kelce doesn't see the ball into his hands, ball clangs off his hands, gets picked off. Jacksonville, need I say more? I mean, pick one of 100 in that game, right? The Bills game, they come out, game plan blows, Mahomes blows, they can't figure it out. It's just, the play calling's terrible. They get weak and scared down at the goal line at the end of the half. Like, it's the NFL. I don't care how talented you are, and I do think they're more talented than a lot of teams, but like, when you don't execute, you lose, period. And they have lost a lot of games this year because they have not executed in critical spots. Whereas, frankly, I think this team's better than last year's team. But the one thing I'll say about last year's team, when it was nut crunching time, they made plays to win the game. And they did it every week. That's the difference. That team that year, as much as they really had no business being 15-2.
No.
Whenever they needed to make a play, they found it. Offensively, defensively. And this team is the polar opposite. Every time they get into a spot where they've got to lock in and focus, they don't do it. You got Jones after the game saying that on 3rd and 15, Bo Nix knew the call. The offense is calling out the defense. I mean, what are we doing? And like, not for nothing, bro, then raise up and call timeout.
Right.
Honest to God, man, you've been in the league a decade. If you've got Bo Nix going, hey, this guy's going to be open, like, call timeout. Stand up and call timeout. Like, and like Nick Bolton, but like, get into another defense or something. Like, just standing there. But that's what I mean about just like the focus with this team is just, it's not there. It's clearly not there. It's a major problem.
It is. There's plenty more to talk about. You kind of started to talk about special teams, and I want to talk about special teams a little bit more, but we do got to take a break. We got to pay some bills, so we're going to do that. I also need to we need to have a conversation about the ass list because I think there's a new category I want to add, but I want to talk it through. But this might be the saddest ad read of this GEHA read I'm ever going to have to do.
Would you like to be at the 50-yard line and maybe play for the Chiefs? Can you line up correctly or catch a pass or not throw a pick right at somebody?
Yeah.
Because GEHA would like to give you that opportunity.
Yeah, we're calling all Chiefs fans. You can be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at the Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, don't go anywhere. Matt and I will be back. We got some more to talk about with this Chiefs game. And then I do want to talk about the ass list. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Chiefs.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
Chiefs Kingdom, what is your favorite touchdown? By now, you guys already know that my favorite touchdown is the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. You want spreads? They got it. Over-unders? DraftKings got you covered. Same-game parlays, regular parlays? DraftKings has it, and you need it. And here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code KCSN. That's code KCSN for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Heather Luce, broker owner, KC Local Homes, and Emprise Bank has been a great partner for us. They're our partner in Possible. Debbie and I hit it off immediately, and she was one of the first bankers that I would say sat down with me and actually genuinely cared about my story and where I was coming from and what I was trying to do, not just what kind of loan do you need? How much equity do you have? And she really kind of laid out my options for me and just made the process make sense. And I felt comfortable with it. Start to talk about it and think about it. A building popped up that I wanted, that I could afford, and it was in a great area. And so they really guided me through the SBA. I used the SBA loan to acquire it and really guided me through that process and made it happen. I think that we talk about that a lot, where we wouldn't have a business. We wouldn't have what we have here if we didn't have the clientele that we do. I've always functioned out of a people over profits mentality. The houses sell themselves, right? I'm here to help people and facilitate the transaction for them.
So here's my problem with the ass list, Matt. I think I want to add a new category into the ass list, and it's exclusively for the Chiefs, I think. The problem is where I want to put that category, right? Where do I want to put it in? The new category I want to add is sorry ass, because the Chiefs are a sorry ass team.
Can we can it be bullshit ass with a hyphen?
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm down. I spent a lot of time calling them the sorry ass team on Twitter. And I got Broncos fans all in my mentions. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. And I spent a whole
I saved those receipts for January.
Yeah, I mean, look,
maybe the Chiefs don't cash those receipts, but somebody's cash.
That's a great point. I spent a whole 10 days talking about how bad Bo Nix was as a quarterback, only for the Chiefs to allow. I had a little bit of a feeling that I did it, but I was like, no, I feel so confident in the Chiefs and how bad Bo Nix is for these not to age poorly. And the Bo Nix believer accounts, the Bo Leavers out there are letting me have it. And to be fair, I deserve it. I deserve every shred of it. But so right now I have sorry ass with just the Chiefs in it. I don't know where I should put it. If it should go ass, sorry ass, super mega ass, super mega ass, ultra super mega ass, or if sorry ass should come after super or ultra super mega ass and above Jets.
Well, it's above Jets. I mean,
Jets is the lowest. It's always going to be the lowest.
Jets is like a Chernobyl level situation. Okay?
Yes, yeah. So they're not Jets level. I will say that.
I can't say this. This will be a little Easter egg for the folks out there who can figure it out for themselves. But yeah, you guys can debate in the comments what I'm sending to Tucker right now. But yeah, I'm giving you an unrepeatable
okay, that's fine.
level for the list in the private chat.
Yeah, look, I do think that might end up actually if they next week if the Chiefs and if it goes south for the Chiefs, that might be the category name next week.
Okay. Listen, where would I put?
So I guess I'm just asking you, should I put it feels weird. It makes sense to me to go ass, sorry ass, super ass. That makes sense, I think, in the chronological order of ass. But then, do I think that the Chiefs are actually better than the Packers and the Chargers and the Texans and the Ravens and the Steelers? Yeah.
I think they're better than all of them, except maybe. I don't know, man. The Ravens just needed to pull off a miracle to be Cleveland.
That's true. Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland, by the way, not.
Yeah, not high class.
Dylan Gabriel, Cleveland.
Yeah. Dylan Gabriel, Cleveland rolls in that game.
Right.
You know it's a rough night when you're Baltimore. You're like, thank God Dylan Gabriel's out. Now we've got a chance. I'll tell you what's going to be great. I would put them. I would say Chiefs are better than those teams. Yes.
Okay. You think they're better than the Packers?
Yeah, man. I got to tell you, I watched the Packers Monday night in person. Yeah,
that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But I like the best part of the AFC playoffs is just going to be. It's going to be just an absolute circus.
Yeah.
Is it abject? Like, there's a part of me, the Chiefs fan, is like, I can't take watching this team in an 18th game.
Yeah.
I just can't. Like, 17 feels like it's like Chinese water torture at this point.
Yeah.
There's also like the sicko in me that's like, it would be really funny to see this team as a 7 seed. And just what happens. Like they might listen. I'm to the point. There's one gift this game's given me. The I don't give an F meter is at like 112. Like they're to the point now.
Whatever happens. Right,
like he loses to the Colts, screw it, whatever, sure.
It's in God's hands now.
Right, the Lord has taken this game. Right, but it's kind of what would make it hilarious if they're a 7 seed. It'd be the weirdest team because even the year they won against the Niners the second time they were a 3 seed. This would be the ultimate, there is no pressure at all. See what happens type of thing. I know anyone watching this who's not a Chiefs fan, I'm sure there are Broncos fans out there just salve it, which if you are, you're a loser. Because, my God, go enjoy your life and not watch a Chiefs show.
Thanks for the views, guys. Appreciate it. Real big own on your part, giving us that views, that ad money. Thanks, guys.
Verderame and dope. I know.
Keep interacting. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're breaking news, and I'm an idiot. It would be really funny to see them go back to Denver for a 2-second game, and just see what happens.
Nice.
In a game that, in a weird way, that would be awesome because there would be zero pressure on them.
Please let me play Bo Nix in the playoffs.
You would go up there with just absolutely because it's funny, right? In this week, the pressure was on Denver in the sense you're at home, you're trying to prove yourselves, right?
You had Adam Schefter tweeting out how this is the biggest game since the AFC title game.
Right. It was just hilarious that they had a playoff game last year. But everybody knew they were bullshit and weren't going to win.
Right.
But it's funny in the sense of there was also a lot of pressure on the Chiefs to win the game because they lose and you're basically fighting for a wild card spot. If they go up there in a 7-2 game, there is no it's all right, well, whatever. We can't suck anymore this year. So let's see what happens. That would be the funniest thing that could possibly happen at this point with this team is they get in as a 7 seed. They go to Denver and house them. And then they go up to Foxborough and house them. And then it's like Kansas City and Baltimore in the AFC title game. And you're just oh my God.
Yeah.
Because at that point, if they got to that point, everybody in the world they're going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to do it it would be the machine rolling downhill. But at this point, I also can't rule out just going 8-9. So I don't know.
Right.
I have no idea what they're going to do against the Colts. Zero. You could say anything and I believe it. They show up and really have a statement game. Cool. Okay, maybe. They don't show up at all and lose by 20. Sure. Possible. Right. Derek Nottie trying to tackle Jonathan Taylor all game. I don't know. Sure. Who knows? I don't know. But at this point, I feel like I'm being given the gift of life either way here because either they don't go to the playoffs and I don't have to watch this team for an 18th game, which at this point's a gift, or they go and it's the most hilarious possible outcome on the table.
Yeah.
A legitimate nobody believes in us moment for a team that's a dynasty. Hey, what the hell? Let's see what happens. Bo Nix and Drake May, here we come. Just absolute chaos. Yeah, I don't know, man. But this game today, it was just. I got to be honest. As the game was unfolding, I never thought they were going to win. The entirety of the second half, they're not winning this game.
Yeah, at halftime, I had a little pit in my stomach of just this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel great.
I tweeted out at one point, I was like, this is the way the Broncos want to play this game.
100%. They let the Broncos dictate that game.
Yeah. Billion penalties, ugly as hell, like tight, close. I'm like, this is Denver. Like they want to play like
yes.
They want to muck the game up. It's going to look like total shit. Like that's, by the way, the Lions have 5 turnovers on downs here on Sunday night. Like, I don't know. At some point, like I'm all for being aggressive. I don't know, man. Maybe a punt. Like, oh my God.
Dan Campbell's calling the plays. So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense now.
By the way, this is like, Philadelphia is just disgusting. Like Philadelphia.
I also don't think they're good either. Like that's the other thing too.
They're last year's Chiefs. Like,
yeah.
Jalen Hurts is 10 of 22 for 97 yards, and Barkley's rushed for 47 yards at 2.9 yards per carry, and they're winning 13-6.
Gross.
Jahmyr Gibbs has 107 receiving yards in this game. However, on the flip side, Amon-Ra St. Brown has 9 targets and 2 receptions.
Oh, he's just a little bit of a Sky Moore.
Did you see Sky Moore almost take it to the house earlier today?
I did not. I didn't turn on the Niners game on the other TV. I had the Seahawks Rams game on the other TV. And I saw the score was like I think the Niners were up like 22-2 or something or some shit like that. You know? And I was like, "Oh, I'm not watching that game."
The opening kickoff, Sky Moore went all the way to the 1 yard line with the bear got on his back, so he got tackled at the 1. It's like, damn, man.
Sky, come on, man. You got to get that sucker in. If you go down, you got to find a way.
I'll tell you what, though, I bet he went in the locker room and was like, damn, I saw that Chiefs score. Thank God I don't play for them anymore.
Yeah, did you see Mecole Hardman tried to inside job it there for the
You really did.
You just gave it right cough.
Fumbled and then got hurt.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's nice. And
they said we'd rather play this guy than Keon Coleman. Crazy, dude. That is
this is the third time Keon Coleman has been disciplined for just like not being able to tell time.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
Third time. But
he had a really
funny
quote.
Yeah, he did. Hey, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Like, I don't know, maybe like turn your clocks forward 15 minutes or something. Like,
ooh, yeah, trick himself.
That's actually like, all kidding aside, players that played for Vince Lombardi will tell you to this day, they all have their clocks 15 minutes forward.
Oh.
Yeah. I've interviewed a lot of guys over the years who played for Lombardi, and to a man, they're all like, I am the most punctual person you've ever met in your life. Like, because Lombardi time was if you're not early, like if you're not there 10 minutes early, you're late. So a lot of the players turned all the clocks in their house.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be late. Keon Coleman, I think, was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. That sounds great. And then he turned his clocks backwards.
Right.
And man,
back.
Why it's a 5-minute commute. It's taking me an hour. like what has happened here? Yeah.
You just have a driver for him though, right? You just be like, hey, pick him up.
I don't know what's going on.
They do a lot of things for these guys. I know there's a lot of things people don't know about these guys that they do a lot of things for, you know, to make sure that they're on the straight and narrow. I feel like that's a pretty low one for them to do. Like that's a pretty easy layup for them to do for a team to do.
Yeah, it's a cluster. He's not good. No, the Chargers got beat 35-6, and we can't make fun of them because the Chiefs are out there just throwing a ball.
Sorry ass team is what they were being out there.
I love, by the way, too, like after the game, just the same. Like, yeah, it's on me. Gotta get that correct.
Oh my, yeah,
bro. I know. I watched the games. I know. Like, you got to get it corrected. I'm aware of that. How about correcting it?
Yeah.
You know, like it's like okay. So our house here, we got, I guess technically 3-car garage, but realistically, like the one side is for like lawnmower and crap and all that.
Right.
You got the 2-car garage, and every time I pull in, I park on the left-hand side, and I always try to get as close as I can to the side so that Steph has plenty of room to park her cute little purple RAV4. Okay. And every time she pulls in first, she parks in like the middle of the bay. And it's everything I have not to just ram that purple RAV4 right through the living room.
Yeah.
And just be like, you know what? How many times How many times are we gonna do this? Where I have to do a magician's act to slip into the garage.
Yep.
What are we doing? What are we doing? And I feel like that's what it is with Andy at a presser. Like, I'll go to my wife, big stuff. What are we doing here? Like, there's 8 feet to the right. Like, you got, oh yeah, I know.
That's on me.
Like,
just a tick off.
It's like, oh, for the love of God, back the goddamn thing out, pull forward. Like, how hard? And I feel like with Andy, it's like, Andy, I'm thinking on 3rd and 1. Instead of throwing like whatever the fuck that was to Rashard Smith, I still don't know what that was. Like, if that was Smith's fault or Mahomes' fault, or like what the hell that pass play was. You've got Hunt, who, for all his lacking in certain areas of the run game, the man is a bull in a china shop. Like, just hand it to him.
Right.
Hand the ball off. Run behind Smith and Humphrey and just run it. No, let's get a wheel route to a guy we play like 6 snaps a game. And then you go, yeah, it's on me. And then no shit. Yes, it is on you, but you're a Hall of Fame coach. You will forget more tonight about football than I will ever know. Yeah. And yet, like, everyone alive who watched that play was like, that doesn't seem like the best way to convert that. I don't get it.
According to the athletic football model, the Chiefs have a 58% chance to make the playoff. That seems pretty high to me. Next Gen Stats has them at 10% to win the AFC West. The AFC West, I think, is kind of out of the picture right now. I did tease before we threw the break that I wanted to talk about the special teams because that is a absolutely major problem right now for this team. Before we talk about anything else, I think we should hit on the special teams malpractice. Missing that extra point to go up 4. I guess I shouldn't say missing it. Having that extra point blocked to go up 4 was so infuriating because that changed the way that Denver had to kind of play. So they had to then only play for a field goal, which they have a good kicker. Will Lutz is a good kicker. He's got some range, obviously. So that really changed the complexity of that game when they got the touchdown to go up by 4 points. That missing the extra point was brutal. You obviously have Harrison Butker doing Harrison Butker normal thing now, and we're just kicking it or forgetting the kickoff rules just in general. Like it is so mind-numbingly maddening that he's had a whole season in 10 games now for this kickoff right, and he just can't figure it out, which is.
By the way, I've seen a few people be like, well, they shouldn't ask him to do that. Guys, the landing zone is 60 fucking feet by 159 feet. I'm going to go ahead and say an NFL kicker probably ought to be able to. That's like a professional golfer being 60 yards out with a pitching wedge. And you're like, hey, man, don't worry about hitting it near the hole. Just hit it on the green, and the fucking guy flies it to the next fairway. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Like, you're a professional place kicker. That should be automatic 100 times out of 100. Literally.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that. That is brutal. You can't miss that. And again, this goes back, like, talked about earlier, just attention to detail, focus.
Yep.
They lost this game by 3 points. Forget play calling. Forget 3rd and 15 and Bo Nix and all this other bullshit that we could go on about forever. Can't execute an extra point.
Right.
That's 1 point, right? Mm-hmm. Rashee Rice drops a ball that is right in his hands. It's a great, great throw. Maybe they don't get a field goal, but they haven't attempted a field goal there. Yeah. Let's say he hits it. That's 4 points. If Mahomes doesn't just completely have a brain glitch and throw that pick.
If he falls over.
Minimum, it's 3. That's 7 points now.
Yeah.
If Jawan Taylor doesn't take the penalty he takes, take 3 off the board there, get 7, that's 11 points. This game's not even close. Like, they would have won this game going away. Yeah. Going away if they just execute that stuff, which is just day one training camp stuff. Yep. Catch the ball. Know how to line up. Hit an extra point. Like, don't throw it right at Jaquan McMillan. Like,
yeah.
We're talking about not a play call we could debate or a hold that's a 50-50. We're talking about day one shit.
Mm-hmm.
Day one install at OTAs, block, kick the extra point. Hey, catch the ball. Hey, don't throw it right at the other team. I mean, this is Mickey Mouse stuff. And that's the game.
Yeah.
That is the entire, for all the other stuff we're talking about. Those handfuls of little easy mistakes to avoid, if you correct just obvious stuff, you win. You win the game.
Right.
But they can't do it. Like, it's not like they screwed up one of those. They screwed up all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the same. It's garbage in, garbage out every week with this team. And that falls on the coaches. It falls on the players, falls on everybody.
And that's the problem. It's no longer just like a one-off, because it has been at least the 5 games they've lost. And even in the games they've won, we've seen these problems keep resurfacing, continually resurfacing. And that falls on the coaching. Like, that is a big coaching thing. Here's the other thing too. I see a lot of frustration online. I see a lot of frustration with myself, with Dave Tobe. With Dave Tobe and the special teams, your associate head coach, who does have a lot of control over the roster and kind of the bottom 3 or 4 spots on that roster as he keeps his like special teamers. And you're seeing those guys take penalties a whole lot. There's a whole lot of penalties being taken on the special teams that puts the offense
every game.
They
do it every game.
It's so maddening and so frustrating that they have one phase of their 3-phase team in a 3-phase sport that is constantly sabotaging what they are trying to do on all the other phases. They have one terrorist on their team, and it is the special teams is what it is. It's exhausting. It reminds me of that. What year was that, Matt, where San Diego was so good? They had the number 1 offense. They had the number 1 defense. Obviously not to this level, but their special teams were just so bad that they didn't even make the playoffs. I think the Chiefs won the division that year.
It's 2010, I believe.
I was going to say 09 or 10. I couldn't remember. It was around there. They didn't win the division in 09, did they? The Chiefs
won the division. And then in 2010, in 09, no, they were brutal. That was the first year Haley was there, 4-12. Denver won the division. I don't know whoever won it sucks. I think actually the Chargers won it in 09, and they probably just got killed. That is one thing though. Like, I'm not here for the hot take. Like, they should fire Andy. They're not going to fire Andy.
No.
The hottest take I'll give you, that I don't know that I believe it, but I would hear it. Like, I don't know that Dave Tobe should have anywhere near the power he does. And if they sat down with him at the end of the year, like, Dave, listen, like, you're going to still be the team's coach, but like, we're not keeping like 6 guys in the roster for you. Like, this is just what it is. Like, you're going to coach who you coach. And like, and if he was like, no, I'm not doing it, then I'd move on, because the guys he's kept on this team, they stink. Like, they're not good. They can't cover a kick, can't do anything. They can't kick a field goal. Mm-hmm. And the other one I'd give you is I think there's a real conversation to be had. He's not the play caller. So when people say he's the play, it drives me nuts. He's not the play caller. But Matt Nagy, look, I think there's a conversation to be had that they need somebody on the sideline with a little bit more fire in the belly sometimes. Like, they just go through the motions too much, this team. And I felt that, as you even said that at times last year when they were 15-1, it felt like, come on. Like, like, I am the kind of, maybe it's the part of the country I'm from, I want to see somebody get in somebody's face in the sideline.
Right.
Like, I'm fine with that. Now, I'm not fine with it when Travis Kelce was doing it earlier this year when he was busy doing nothing. Right. And he's screaming. It's like, all right, enough out of you. But like, so these other guys, hey man, like, look, I know it's a weird position to do it. Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, you got the clout, man. You guys are great players who have a bunch of rings. You got every right to get into Dwan Taylor's face. But hey, get your ass on the line of scrimmage. And if you don't, there's going to be a fight waiting for you on the sideline. Like, we're done with this.
Yeah.
Like, get up on the, I mean, what are you going to do? What is Andy Reid going to tell Creed Humphrey not to do that?
Yeah.
Like, come on. What are we doing? Or Trey Smith, who stands right next to him? Like, he's got every right to do it. You know? Or like some of these guys on defense, like, it's not his nature, but if Trent McDuffie just lit into some of these guys, like, it's enough. Come on. Let's go. I was saying, if you want about Carl Loftus is the friggin' capital to sit there and tell like Charles Meno, do something. Make a play. And it just feels like that. It's look, I'm not in the building every day, and I'm not pretending to be. I don't know these guys personally outside of a handful that I've talked to over the years. But like, it does feel sometimes with them like the urgency that they always had is just not there. Like, it's very country clubbish. It's like, yeah, I don't know. What are you going to do? Hey, he jumped off. They can't line up. Yeah, just 3 years running now. Just can't figure it out. Like, what are you going to do about it? It stinks. That is the thing I miss most about Bieniemy. He's Bieniemy, not a perfect guy, not a perfect coach, but I'll tell you right now, there would be an urgency on that sideline that there is just not with Matt Nagy. Yeah. There's not. Doesn't exist.
It's an interesting conversation to have. It definitely feels like there needs to be, especially this offseason. I think this offseason there needs to be a shakeup of what they have. It's stale. I think that's a good word for it. I've seen that word thrown out a lot during our post-game show chat when we were doing our live show. Stale was the word that was used, and it just seems stale, flat, whatever it is. It just seems like it's not there. It's not the same as it was when the early 2020s, right? The early Mahomes years. It's not the same. And whether that is new offensive ideas to get in there, whether it's, Kafka coming back and being I don't know if he would take a quarterback coach or offensive advisor role to sort of, because he has been away for a little bit to be in other offenses, or if it's Dable coming back, if he wants to do the advisor role, right, for the rest of the season, right? Because he's a fired coach. He could come back and he could be an advisor. It's been done before. Wouldn't be an odd thing to happen. They need voices that, it seems like Andy Reid loves to pick from this tree. He loves to keep it in the same tree. We know that about him. He's going to stick up for his guys. That's what you love about Andy Reid, is he's a loyalty guy. Sometimes you got to go outside your tree, and you got to go outside the echo chamber that I think he's kind of created and insulated himself into in Kansas City. And he needs to hear some more voices, maybe some discerning voices as well. Some that are dissenting, as maybe the word I was looking for there. Some dissenting voices that are like different than what he's used to be hearing from Matt Nagy. And, it feels like at some point it does feel like Eric Bieniemy was that voice of dissent sometimes, right? And it don't seem like they have that anymore. It doesn't really seem like that's going on the offensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball, I just don't think they're up front there were some really weird things personnel-wise that Spags has done, but he always does weird personnel things. And especially the Christian Fulton thing, man, it's catching. That is throwing me off, man. Why? It's what? I was so confused for him just being active in general. And then playing him and him getting burnt every single time he's on the field is crazy. Noah Williams, you thought that guy was coming on. I don't know. Maybe he didn't set his clock forward 15 minutes. Maybe Noah Williams didn't, and there's something there. But I don't know, man. There just needs to be a lot of... I think there needs to be a conversation this offseason about what changes can be made. This team's going to look different, right? It's going to be a different era. I think we all assume that Travis Kelce won't be with the team next year. He doesn't have a contract for next year, so as of now, he won't be back with the team. Chris Jones did play a good game today. I think that should be mentioned. I thought two positives on the game, okay? I thought Chris Jones played really well, and I thought the offensive line played really well. Josh Simmons came in, and I think he only allowed 2 pressures all day. So shout out to Josh Simmons for that. Comes in. I thought he played a really good football game. Kingsley Suamataia had the concussion. He got banged up a little bit on the, I think it was the interception that Mahomes threw. He hit his head on the turf, got a concussion. He was out for it. We'll see if he comes back for the Colts game. Kind of need to have him back because he's better than Mike Caliendo. Who would have thought we would have had that? Who would have thought earlier this summer I would be saying that? But overall, I think this team's going to look different when it comes to next year. And they got to figure out how they want to look different. They got to figure out how they're going to, because they have 6 draft picks.
I think they're going to have to make, they're going to have to make some decisions where they're going to have to cut some guys that have been there for a while. Yep. They have to let a lot of guys go. They've been there for a while. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but no. They've got 6 picks. I said at the beginning, I'll just bookend it. They need their best to be their best.
Yeah.
They need Andy Reid to be a top 3 coach in the league. They need Spagnuolo to be a top defense coordinator. They need their quarterback to play the best player on earth. Because he is. And for everybody out there who's like, yeah, well, he can't do it by himself. Yeah, no, listen, he can't. But I got to tell you, he's not doing it by himself. That's a bullshit excuse. This team has plenty of guys around him. They should not be scoring 19 points in a game. That they shouldn't be struggling like hell against Buffalo, who Tampa Bay just went up against with like half their team out and scored 32 points in Buffalo against. I don't want to hear it. That's all just crap. That's bullshit excuses for the sake of bullshit excuses. He's got to play better. And I got to be honest with you. You know what? We're now going on how many years? 2.5 years where it's like, where's like the top end version of him? Because we had it for about a month. And then the last 2 weeks, it seems like they just all of a sudden can't find it again. And they don't know what to do. And you know what? Look, I'll leave my thoughts on this. I think this year, at least all indications are that this is just not their year. That this team just doesn't have the right stuff. Right. Maybe they find it, maybe they don't. But right now, all indications are they don't have the right stuff. Mm-hmm. Camelot does not last forever. That's why it's Camelot. If it was sunny out every day, you wouldn't appreciate it. The rain makes you appreciate the sun. And I'm not getting super philosophical. My point is nothing is forever. Yeah. And they have milked every last drop out of this team. And they got a lot of young stars and a lot of players that should be good for them for a long time. They have to figure out the next iteration of this thing. Yeah. And by the way, New England went through this themselves.
They did.
New England had the same damn thing for 2 or 3 years. They tried to they were transitioning from Welker and Moss. They had some years there. They made the playoffs, but they weren't really the Patriots. They were good and you respect them. And then they got Gronk and they got Edelman and they went out and got Revis a few years later and they got back to winning Super Bowls. And I think sometimes because of who's under center, who's on the sideline, there is this expectation that they're just every year they're going to roll. And I'm the first one to throw my hand up and say, look, I feel like that. It's hard not to. It's the same thing when they, Brady and Belichick in New England. You looked at that and you're like, yeah, this is going to be great every year.
Right.
But this team, as it's currently constituted, I think more than a talent wall, has hit an emotional and mental wall. I think they are just done. I don't think they have any more to give. I remember, I might even said this on our last pod, but I think I said this on my own. The 98 Bulls won their 6th title in 8 years. And they were still at the peak of their powers. I mean, Jordan was the MVP of the league. He was still a great player. At the end of the year, the Bulls blew the team up, which has been chronicled now in The Last Dance and everything else. They've been bullshit ever since. And I remember Steve Kerr years later I think it was on Bill Simmons' podcast, talking to him on a podcast. And I'm like, man, if they kept that team together, how many more could you have won? And he was like, 0. Like, we were done. Yeah. Like, it's so hard to go back and back and back and just keep winning and play more games than everybody else. Just like, honestly, if we kept that team together, we wouldn't have won the next year. Like, we were spent. We were done. And I wonder if looking back at it, like that team last year, in a way, was kind of a harbinger of what was going to happen this year.
Yeah.
But also, like, last year in real time, I don't think anybody appreciated them because it was so frustrating watching them. But I also think, like, looking back, it's like the team was unbelievable. Like, that team basically was the equivalent of a boxer that just refused the 8 count, like, over. And it was like, no, we're winning. We're going to win. We're going to do whatever we have to do. And got all the way to, like, the 15th round and just couldn't do it anymore. But, like, I almost think in a way, like, you look back and go, maybe that team was out of gas, but just kind of found a way to get home, where this team might even be more talented. But it's just, I wonder the mental and emotional part of it. Like, did they want to win as bad as Denver wanted to win in this game?
Right. Yeah.
Did they want to win as bad as Buffalo wanted to win a couple weeks ago? Are they going to want to win as bad next week as Indianapolis wants to win? I don't know, man. It's a real question.
Taking everyone's best shot wears on you. I mean, that literally every single game, like they've played The Jacksonville Jaguars came out and they said, just like a tweet from Adam Schefter, like that was their biggest game.
It's a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's not I know other fans hate when like I've had Bills fans like I hate when people say it. They are the standard.
Yes,
even though the Eagles, well, I'm sitting there watching right now, won the Super. Look, as great as Philadelphia's been awesome. They've got the 2 of the last 2 Super Bowls. 2 of the last 3, they've won one of them. The Chiefs are the measuring stick. Mm-hmm. They are the team that everybody measures themselves against. And like, I don't care who you are. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Brady went 10 years without winning Super Bowls, man.
Right.
It's hard. And like, yeah, they didn't miss the playoffs, and maybe this team does. Although they actually did know too, they did miss the playoffs. But like, maybe this team does, maybe it doesn't. But there were years the Pats went 10-6, and just got handled, and you knew they weren't that good. Like, you know, I watched Stephen Ridley and Lawrence Maroney.
They had a bullshit. They had a bullshit division too. They could just
and they would coast on the fact they'd win like 5 of those games every year.
Right.
Like, so like, look. I don't know what's going to happen this year. Maybe they get in the playoffs. Maybe they don't. If they do, maybe they win the Super Bowl and they go on some crazy run, or maybe they lose in the first round with a whimper. I don't know.
Right.
But I will say, like, frustrating, absolutely. Infuriating, 1,000%. Okay, my 8-year-old daughter got to learn a lot of words tonight she didn't know before that. Okay, at one point, I felt bad. I hit my hand on the table because I was so annoyed with them taking a penalty. I think she was like, "Did you break your hand?" I'm like, "No, I didn't break my hand." But I'm like, I that's about the most outwardly like I'm not a throw stuff guy. I'm not.
Yeah.
But like every once in a while, like if I'm sitting at my desk, I'll just slap the desk like out of annoyance, and I slapped it hard enough that she was like, "Did you just break your hand?" I mean, in that moment, I was like, I can't get this mad about this team. Like, can't,
right.
Like at some point, there's a perspective level that, like, yeah, you know what? I grew up rooting for him for 30 plus years. Like, it's never going to leave me. I want him to win. But like, I also have to be realistic about the fact maybe they're just fried. Like, I don't know. And saying all that, they'll probably now not lose another game. I don't know. Who knows?
I hope for it because I think the season's cooked at this point. I know what you're talking about.
I kind of do too.
It's in God's hands at this point. It just feels like that it's cooked. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? And it has been a few long years of them wearing the crown and them having to play the most amount of games possible. And we've talked about it before. Like, they've played postseason games. Like, the amount of postseason games this team has played is a full extra season on top of their bodies, which is not nothing.
I caught myself. My wife asked me, I came up the stairs, and she's like, I could tell by the volume that they lost. I was like, yeah. And she's like, why was it an important game? And I was like, well, because without this, they're not going to win the division. And she was like, well, do they normally win the division? I was like, yeah, they've won it 9 years in a row. And it kind of dawned on me when I said that, like, they won the division 9 years in a row. Like, I mean, as mad as like I get during the game, there's a part of me that's like, I always said I never wanted to become that guy who's just like, I can't believe this. Like, it's really frustrating because I feel like they have the talent to be a lot better than they are. But I'm with you, man. I kind of just think the season's on life support. I just think they're cooked emotionally. I don't think I fall in the camp, but I don't think it's a talent thing nearly as much as other people do. I think it's more of just and I think it's the coaches included. Like, it's stale and it's tired and they're just cooked, dude. We'll see you next week with the Colts, but I'm not going to lie. I do not have the warm and fuzzies about that game.
Oh, no. I'll be at that game, so that'll be nice. That'll be fun.
You're going to have Steichen in that coach in that game. You got Anarumo.
Steichen and Anarumo off of a bye, by the way.
Yeah, and a game that they're going to be doing everything they can to win, to prove that they are who they are.
That they are a good football team, yeah.
And you're going to have you're going to have 80,000 people in Arrowhead who are like, fuck this team.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to tell you, that's got a chance to get really ugly if like from a fan's perspective. If they're not playing well early in that game,
the Boo Birds might be out.
Which in the Midwest is wild. Okay. Like, back home, the Boo Birds are out if you throw an incompletion. Mm-hmm. But like, to get the Boo Birds out in Kansas City
it's got to take a lot. It takes a lot.
Something.
In New York, they were just booing Russell Wilson for just stepping on the field. He was out there. That guy sucked. Get him off of here.
The man had never played a home game, and Giants fans were ready to storm the field like it was not. Okay? Like, we don't care at all costs.
Hilarious. It's unfortunate that James couldn't get it done against the Packers today, though, by the way.
Came close.
He did. I mean, look, the Packers, the Packers are, I don't know how I feel about the Packers.
I, honest to God, feel like outside of the Rams, I don't think there's a good team in the league. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, because Darnold threw 4 picks today, is that right?
Brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, he played it like ass today.
And it's just one of those things, like, that's the only thing that, we can leave it. But it's one, like, there's the chaos agent in me that's like, I want to see the Chiefs just get in to see what happens.
That's just, you look at it.
It's such an ass fest.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Like, maybe the best thing for them is just some no pressure bullshit. Like, yeah, we're going to Denver as the 7 seed, whatever.
I'm looking at the
and
NFL.
then it becomes fun and it's not a burden anymore. Like, I don't.
That's probably the way to look at it, is it needs to become fun again. Looking at the playoff picture right now, the Broncos, Judas Priest, what year is it? The Broncos are the number 1 seed, the Patriots are the number 2 seed, and the Colts are the number 3 seed. And the Steelers are the 4 seed. This is 2012. This is, well, it'd probably be like
the Chiefs are behind Houston at this point.
Because the Texans have a better conference record, I believe, is what that would be.
Yes.
That tiebreaker. But, I mean, if the Chiefs do beat the Texans, they would then have the head-to-head tiebreaker over them, which I believe is the higher one on the tiebreaker order of operations.
I can't believe we're to the point where we're sitting here like, well, can the Chiefs, can they win a tiebreaker against the Texans?
Can they get a tiebreaker? They have the tiebreaker over those surging Ravens right now, though, too. So that's good to have. I didn't know that was going to become necessary in this context. You thought it was going to be necessary in week 3 for this to be a 1 seed game, right? You're like, oh man, you're going to need, for the 1 seed, the Chiefs are really going to need that tiebreaker.
They're going to have to go 6-1 to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they could, but they also could lose the next 2 games. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, they need the Jags to lose, which, I mean, is probably a good chance, but the Jags do play the Titans twice in the back half of their schedule.
They also play the Jets and the Cardinals.
Yeah, they do play the Broncos, which is...
Yeah, they play the Colts twice. Like, they could definitely...
The Broncos, yeah, they do play the Colts twice, too. The Jags are definitely losing to the Broncos, right? Or beating the Broncos, right? Like, that just seems like a Jags...
Some ridiculous bullshit team is going to go in there and beat them, and it's going to be the most, like, frustrating moment of your life. Yeah.
Bodek's going to have 77 yards on 47 attempts or something like that.
Yes. The Raiders lost the Broncos as much as the Chiefs did.
RJ Harvey will have 3 passing attempts.
Yeah, by the way, my God, man.
What an awful call. They won, so it's not going to get any attention, but it was such an awful call.
He's almost 50 yards across. Dude, when he loaded up and threw that thing, I had 2 immediate thoughts as the ball's in the air. I'm like, either this MFer is so open,
right,
moonwalk in, or this is going 100 yards the other way. And I got to give Nick's credit, man. He got his hand in there.
True.
Because if he didn't, that was 90 yards with nothing but grass.
Yeah.
But, listen, man, it's the simple things. They couldn't execute, and they lost to a team that let RJ Harvey throw a pass, among many other things. It was disgusting.
It was gross. And hopefully the next time we talk, I will be in a better mood, as the Chiefs will be hosting the Indianapolis Colts noon game. That game is not going to be flexed because we've already passed the days that it can be flexed. No flexing going on this season.
Everybody sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who the hell are we going to do this? Like, who are we going to flex in for? But yeah, as that is, by the way, Goff is 14-35 in this game. So I wrote banner night.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
Wow. So we'll have the Raiders Cowboys. Awesome. Are you stoked for that Monday night game? That'll be a banger.
I might put my car in neutral and lay down. I feel less painful watching that game.
Less painful than watching the Chiefs now, too.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to do it for that football show. Thank you to our partners, Ben Holiday Bottle and Bond Bourbon. Hopefully you're getting enough of it. Hopefully there is enough of it around you where you are, as the Chiefs lose to the Broncos, and it feels like they lose their season as well in Denver. Their hopes are left behind in Denver. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back on Friday. So from Verderame, I'm Tucker Franklin. Thank you guys so much for listening all the way to the end of that football show. We'll see you guys on Friday.